Welcome everyone back to Pommy and Alls. If you're new round here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. If you do find yourself coming back, make sure you turn that notification bell on and give that red button a click. Really helps the channel out. We've found so many more subscribers in the last couple of weeks. I really enjoy talking the draft with you guys and girls. Really enjoy the comments. It's really good. And the discussion is great. You can become a step member, go and become a member of the channel. That really helps out. Once the draft is finished, we're going to have loads of exclusive content on there. Keep me busy in the off season. So if you want to just kick back and chillax with Pom, come and do that. We've got the 30 to 40, so 31 and 40 in my rankings. Today, Friday the 8th, the free agency does end, so we will have a real clear thing. I've recorded 3 versions of the draft, dependent on some eventualities. We're going to go right through. We've deep dived, needs analysis, so I can't wait to do that. We're going to split that up into 4 parts. We're going to do 15 picks per video to try and keep it condensed. I don't want it to be a marathon thing for you, so thank you very much. I know you've all eager to see that. Had loads of DMs, so thank you so much. So without any more messing about, let's get straight into it. And number 31, we're going with the beautiful 1950s musical dancing type halfback flanker in Mr. Angus Clarke. And he comes from Glenelg, South Australian born. This guy here is the modern day halfback flanker that can play, run and carry and get the ball moving. He's a wonderful height as well, 189, so he's kind of like hybrid that we see now in the competition. Look at players like Lachie Cowan and their success very early doors. And I'm really hot on this guy. One of my favourite guys in the draft at the minute. One-on-one defending is absolutely exemplary. And for the under-18s this year in Glenelg, 10 games, 16.7 touches, 5 marks, 7 intercept possessions, 3 spoils, 4 rebound 50s, and just under 3 tackles. And he backed that up for South Australia in his 4 games as well at the national champs. 17 touches, 6 intercept possessions, 6 rebounds, 2 spoils, 2 tackles, 3 marks. This kid here is really that modern day type zip player off the back line that can really get you going in that transitional game. He suits just about every football club in the league. And I'm a huge fan on this. Really needs to be noted as well that he has an incredible 2K time trial, so he's got that endurance. He's quick himself. He's really good one-on-one. But the big thing here is absolute dynamite kick. Dynamite kick. Good penetration, but also hits targets. A real good little player, and one that I want you all to keep your eyes out. For me, I've got him probably higher than most people, but I'm a huge fan. You know, I'm a sucker for halfback flankers. Up next, a guy that we've talked about quite a lot. Christian Mraz, real modern day wingman, and one that we probably talked about last year that could be in the first round last year. I think he's showcased this year he can go half forward as well. Real good little player here, and he's incredibly quick, but he's got great endurance. Coming out of Eastern Rangers, playing the 12 games this year, 24 touches, 4.6 marks, 4 inside 50s, 4 clearances, 7 in score involvements, 4 tackles, 1.5 goals a game. Backing that up in the national championships as well for the Met with 4 games, 21 touches, 6 marks, 4.5 inside 50s, 1 clearance, 8 score involvements, just under a goal a game. And also had a little bit of a VFL flirt with Hawthorn's VFL team, Box Hill, where he only had the 10 touches, 2 score involvements from his 1 game. But this has been a real difficult year for him. He had that big knock earlier in the year, but he has come back and he's played anywhere from half-back flank to half-forward to wing to pinch hitting in the ball. I'd say the big issue with Christian at the moment is what is he in the AFL level. But 183, he's worked on that kick as well. People have complained about it. He's worked. And the big thing about him is he gets it into the danger zones. Modern day run and carry player. He definitely finds the ball. He really does peel off and create that overload in the final third, which is so important in today's game. Put a bit of size on him, this kid could be anything. And I really do like this guy. I think he's got something about him. He knows where the goals are. There's a lot to work with here. His positives far outweigh his knocks for me. And I could see him playing as that conduit type half forward, which is becoming so popular in today's game. 33, one of my favourite defenders in this draft, and that's Noah Mraz. And injuries have been a big thing for him this year, right? Which has limited him to just the 2 games in the talent lead for the Stingrays. 20 touches, 6 intercepts, and 2.5 intercept marks. But this guy here leaps like an otter, an absolute dynamite player. Incredibly good one-on-one. Now, he talks about Darcy Moore is his idol, and you can see a lot of Darcy Moore about him. Loves to play high up the ground, loves to come off the ball and attack the ball in the air. Really strong intercepts, and he likes to hit that corridor hard. And I feel like this is one of them that if you've got 2 key defenders and you're looking to try and build up your repertoire and get that POD in there with someone that is 198 and a big behemoth, Noah Mraz is where it's at. I'm a huge, huge fan. The only negative I can find on him, he is a Magpie fan, but this guy is elite. And I really like this guy. I really like the way he works one-on-one, but also intercepts. And that's the biggest knock usually on key defenders in juniors. They're one-on-one. Obviously, you've got a limited pool of games this year, so there is that element of risk. But I would hazard a guess that if this guy played 8 games, we'd be talking about him in the top 20 without a shadow of a doubt. Noah is the man. Jack O up next. I love this guy. GMV Rebels, you know I'm a big fan of it. 194, a guy that can play on the ball, incredible engine, playing up at the wing. We love a tall winger in today's game, and he was massive for GMV this year. 16 games, 23 touches, 5 score involvements, 5 marks, 4 tackles. Backing that up at the national champs with the 4 games, 13.5 touches, 5 marks. There's a lot here when I watch this guy of a taller Ollie Hollands, and I really like what he brings to the table. He's incredibly versatile. The fact he's played at halfback, on the ball, slot forward when they've needed a goal at GMV as well. In the forward line as that third tall. His wing work is really good, but he works defensively really hard. Incredibly clean. Needs to sharpen up his kicking, but these tall players are becoming in vogue that can run. And I'm a big fan of Jackie O. I reckon there's something that he can really be like the little standout in this class here. And at 30 to 40, you're taking that punt on this guy. He's ready-made to play AFL football. That running is so important in today's game. I love a bit of the Jack guy. I do love the man. Up next, 35, Lachie Jaques. Not many people talk about this guy, and it really does make me sometimes wonder why. Because this guy is a leader in every sense of the word. Comes from the Falcons. And he showcased it at the Falcons really incredibly. The 6.1 intercept marks, 16 touches, 5 rebounds, 3 intercept marks. Backed it up in the national champs for country, 16 touches, 5 intercepts, 4 rebounds, 2 intercept marks. Got that real big engine, really hard working, looks to intercept, real nice size at 184 to put on them awkward medium-sized players. And he works incredibly hard for his team. Constant voice as well on the ground, which is so important. He's really vocal. He gets his boys going. He's really good. He's like an on-field coach. This guy here is one of them players that you just have a joy to have in your team. Being the co-captain, it really shows what he's about. He's got that leadership. He's brave. He's industrious. I'm a big fan of Lachie. And you can see him. He's one of them guys that, you know, again, we questioned you long. Is he hiding? I think he should be higher. Up next, my boy, Cowton's very own Ben Camporeale, who I think it's stiff he's down here. And we're going to talk a little bit why I think he is so far down. But for Glenelg this year, being a peach, under 18s, he's played 6 games, 32 touches, 5 marks, 6 inside 50, 7 clearances, 7 score involvements, 4 tackles. National champs, 27 touches, 5 marks, 6 inside 50s, 5 clearances, 4 score involvements, 4 tackles. The B&F winner, do you know what I mean? The MVP. This guy can play football, and he can play it well. Why is he so low though, Pommy? Great question. I would say that the big thing here, not much penetration in the goals, which is the niche this year. But I'd say the big one as well, being a father and son, we are seeing with it being the last year of this point system, I do think you're going to see no one be a douche. I really do. And I do think that there's probably so much POD that the others have got over Ben. which goes against him. And he's kicking at times. Sometimes it is easy. It's not that danger zone kicking where you can kind of forgive. Sometimes he does have a bit of a brain fade. But when you look at Ben as a player, you are getting a bargain at 36. And when you think, I reckon the bid will come in 40s. I genuinely do with him because of the players that we've named in and around here. What's the point? There is no benefit. And this is what we always say all the time. This is why father and sons, they go later than planned because there's no benefit from bidding on them. And it's all right, you can say, but Pommy, you annoy someone. You don't really, though, do you? Do you know what I mean? You still get them. There's still many methods to skin a cat. I really like Ben, though. I do think there is something about him. His brother as well. There's just something about him that in the right system, given the right amount of time, I think he can iron out these creases because what he's good about them massively outweighs the red. I'm a big fan of Ben Camporeale, and he's deserving to be in this bracket. This might surprise someone because, again, this is someone that's not really talked about. But at 199, a guy that can play key forward but play at the ruck is really impressive. And what really stood out this year in his 15 games for the Northern Knights was his 1.5 goals is from limited touches, 11 touches. And he backed that up at the national champs as well. 5 marks, 9 touches, 5 score involvements, a goal a game. And when you watch him, and it's really important to talk about this, he finished top 10 in the agility test and the vertical running test. This guy is an incredible beast. He's got sticky mitts overhead. His scoreboard impact is insane. But you go back and you watch them junior games, particularly for GMV, it's almost like there's lots of what ifs. If he didn't lay it off, he would have had 4 goals. If he did hit them targets, he would do. And that's probably the question mark, his set shots at goal. But you can work that out and you can iron it out. This guy arguably could be the best key forward in this draft class. It's just that what-if moments. I'm a big fan of Tom, and these are the kind of picks here where you're bold and you're brave, you become beautiful. And that is really important in the draft. If you are looking for a key forward, and say you've got someone like Brody Myercheck who has worked incredibly hard on his game, or Tom Lynch, and you can pass on the training, and you can pass on the je ne sais quoi per se, this guy could be a little diamond in the rough. I'm a big fan of him. Over to 38, and we've got another guy that is landlocked. And you know what? I really like Logan Smith. I am a big fan. There is something about this guy that I think will attract a rival bid because he is literally modern-day ruckman personified. 204 centimetres, played in the Courts Talent League this year. 3 games, 18 touches, 27 hit-outs, 8 of them to advantage, 6 clearances, 1 tackle, 6 score involvements. Played the National Championships, 11 touches, 2 marks, 22 hit-outs, 7 to advantage, 3 clearances, 3 score involvements. And that was for, obviously, the Allies. But then the VFL is really interesting. 9 touches, 2 marks, 23 hit-outs, 6 to advantage, 2 clearances, 3 score involvements, 3 tackles, 7 games. There's something there. At 18, to do that against men is important, and he uses the ball really well. He loves to take the ball out of the contest, handball it out of traffic to people. Incredibly mobile. He works really hard around the ground. Elite endurance as well. Elite endurance. And he's got that je ne sais quoi. He's got that thing. He's got that thing, whatever it is. And you can see massive development in it. And when he's gone up against men, he's competitive. He ain't scared. He goes for it. I think this guy here is really, really a talent. And we've talked about Alex Dodson. I think Logan Smith is in the same bracket. I really do. I just think people are sleeping on him because he's an academy product. I'm a big fan of Logan. I think he will go great guns in the next couple of years. My favourite defender in the draft, Adrian Cole. I am a huge fan of this guy, and there's a reason why I am. But this guy is an old school key defender. 194, played 15 games this year for Sandy, 8 touches, 2 marks, 1 intercept, 4 intercept possessions, 2 tackles, 4 spoils. Played 2 games at VFL level as well. 2 marks, 7 touches, 3 intercepts, 3 tackles per game. And in the National Championships, 8 touches, 3 marks, 2 intercept marks, 1 tackle, 3 spoils. This guy is an old school. I'm going to blanket you. I am going to blanket you. And he is quick. His closing down speed is insane. And you know, in a generation where we're looking for X factor and sex appeal down the back, sometimes I just want old school. Be a defender. Do you know what I mean? Do your job. Be hard, work hard, blanket the forwards, and that is so incredibly important in today's game. He has got real defensive IQ. If you're looking at someone, if there was a university degree in being a pain in the arse for key forwards, Adrian's got it. I'm a big fan. I think he'd go a lot higher if he wasn't an NGA product. And we finish with Mr. Versatility himself, and that is James Barrat. I am a big fan of this guy. I love him. I love a swing man. I love a guy that wears a mo. Just because I can't grow a mo at 40, to see an 17-year-old put me to shame is something else. And he played 13 games for Bendigo this year, 17 touches, 7 marks, 6 intercepts, 5 score involvements, 2 goals a game. National championships, playing predominantly as a defender and pinch hitting forward, 9 touches, 5 marks, 4 intercepts, 1 goal a game. And for the VFL, played pure as a defender. Played 1 game, 10 touches, 7 spoils, 3 intercepts, 2 of them intercept marks, 5 marks in total. This guy here is an underager as well. 194, so he's 17, right? 17 years old. He turns 18 just at the draft. So you have got an extra year, effectively, in your mindset. And this guy has showcased his read of the ball, his read in flight is insane. Really good agility, really good intercepts. He leaps really high. He attacks the ball, and then you can swing him forward as well. He's one of my real ones to watch this year, because I feel you're not going to see him next year, but you are going to get a guy here who I think is just incredibly strong, who has had that shift from forward to back, still pinch hits there, and his read of flight is probably one of the best in the draft. I'm a huge fan of James Barrat. Can't wait to see him in the system. There we are then. So over the weekend, you will have the first 15 picks of my mock draft. Full caveat, we've gone really deep dive into this. Can't wait to take you through that. So you'll have that to take you over the weekend. I will see you over the weekend, but I will do a new video on Monday doing the next lot of these. So look after yourselves this weekend. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Let me know you enjoy the content. We'll talk about it in the comments. Peace, love, and light. Mwah. Palm out.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella